This is the Bailey Pursuit, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake will take you through in person here on site. Side of the van, you've got a locker to access your storage at the front of the van. So you'll be able to access here and put storage items in the front. Below that, you've got your wind down leg to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. There's actually 4 of these, 2 on either side at the front and 2 coming from the rear of the caravan. You've then got your gas locker. Let's grab the key for that. You've then got your gas locker with your gas regulator, bolt on the side of the van there. The caravan doesn't come with the gas pipe work from the regulator to the bottle, so if you need one of those, we can supply one at £15. Then got your motor mover and wheel nuts. The motor mover will demonstrate why you're here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts prior to you leaving site as well. You've then got your 2 fridge vents. The 2 fridge vents are very simply there to allow the fridge system to breathe. So you'll have, during the summer, should I say, you'll notice that the fridge won't be as cool as what it would be during the winter months, as it won't be able to keep the elements in the fridge as cool. So you do need to make sure that you leave these uncovered at all times, so they don't get hot in the back of there when they don't need to. Then got your water pump connection. Blue trigger, you'll put on the back of the pump. You pull the blue trigger back and push it into the side of the van and release the trigger to lock it in place. Then the pump itself will drop down inside the aqua roll. Once we go on the inside of the van, I'll show you how to fill the water system up. Then got your Truma heating and hot water flue, very simply there to allow the heating system to breathe, the same as the flue on the side of your house. Below that, you've got your 2 grey waste pipes. So your 2 grey waste pipes go into them large diameter holes that you can see just there, and they'll drop down inside the Waste Master. Going to the back of the van, you've got your toilet flush tank here at the back of the van. So you put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. And then in that one, then in the bottom one, you've got your toilet waste cassette. Which you can release by pulling the orange handle at the bottom here and pulling the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And in that cassette you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. Coming down this door side, you've got storage for underneath the bed at the rear of the caravan. And then you've got your battery locker and your mains power lead coming into the van. Caravan doesn't come supplied with a battery, so you will need to purchase one should you want a battery on board the van. We do have them available here on site at £110. When you come into the van, on the left hand side you'll see your master control panel. So you've got your master power on and off, interior lighting on and off, awning light on and off, and then your water pump for the water system. We'll come back to the water pump in a moment. Above that you've got your Truma heating and hot water. Before you turn off the mains control panel here, you always need to make sure this control panel is turned off. So you press and hold the central button and it will come up with off on the screen, and the screen will go blank when that is completely turned off. I'll turn it back on in a moment and show you how that operates. First thing you need to do is fill the water system up. So underneath the seat, or underneath the bed at the rear of the van, on this one, you'll find your Truma heating and hot water tank. Down the side of the tank you'll find this yellow valve. At the moment it's in the fill position. If I open it up right, it'll drain the water system down. You need to put this valve flat with the floor, as it is at the moment, to allow the water system to fill up. So once you've got your aqua roll connected on the outside and this yellow valve is in the correct position, you can come over to every tap on board the van and open them all up on the hot side of the water system, as you can see here. Then at that point you can turn the water pump on, and once the water system is full you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan. Once the water system is completely full and you have water running out of every tap continuously, you shut all of the taps back off, and then you can start thinking about warming the water on board the van. So that's where the Truma control panel comes in. So to turn the control panel on, press and hold the power button in the centre here, and it will light up. The first option you see is your room temperature. So with this icon flashing, you'll hit the central button, and you either got off all the way around to 30 degrees. You just use the dial here to spin left and right like you would your central heating at home. And once you've got the right temperature on the screen that you want, hit the central button, and it will set the heating system itself. Come across to the right, you've got the option for your room temperature, so hit the central button, and you've got off, eco, hot or boost, depending on what you want the water temperature to be. So if you want it to be on hot, set it to hot, and if you're showering on board the caravan, you've got the option to run boost. Again, to set any of them, hit the central button. Next up is the power source you want to use for your heating and hot water. Hit the central button, and you've either got gas, mix 1, which is a combination of 1000 watts of electric and gas at the same time, mix 2, which is the same thing but with 2000 watts of electric, then you've got electric 1, which is 1000 watts of electric on its own, and electric 2, which is 2000 watts of power on its own. And that will depend, what you set that to will depend on what caravan site you're on and how much power is available to come into the caravan from that particular site. If you're not sure, we do advise you ask your site office when you arrive on your holiday. The fan symbol at the end here that you can see is for the blown air. So you've got eco, high or boost, depending on how fast you want the fan speed to be. So for instance, we're going to set it to eco, and that will let the fan just gradually warm the van up. Down the bottom of the screen here, we have got 3 advanced settings. For these, we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan. If I tried to explain them in the video, we'd probably be here for 2 to 3 hours. Hob and oven and grill all work very much the same as your household appliances. So you've got your dials across the front here. One side you've got your option for oven, and the other side you've got your option for grill, with your igniter just in the centre there. Microwave works very much like a household microwave. The only thing you need to remember is you need to hit the eco button here to wake the microwave back up. As it is an eco microwave, it will turn itself off after a short time of not being used. Down below, you've got your fridge. Now the fridge is very simple to use. You've got the dial here on the left hand side, off position at the top, and when the arrow, or when this is pointing to the top, that is the fridge turned off. Come round to the plug symbol, and that is your 240 option for the fridge itself. So that will allow you to use the fridge on mains. And then you've got your temperature control on the right hand side here for when you're on mains or gas. 12 volt mode is for when you are running the fridge from the vehicle you are towing with. It is a 12 volt mode that doesn't run off the battery on board the caravan. Like I said, it is just a 12 volt from the car when you are towing. If you haven't got the correct connection on the car, then this will not operate as a cool box, and you would need to have a 13 pin plug fitted or the plug reworking so it does work correctly. To run the fridge on gas, spin the dial to the bottom to the gas icon, holding the gas valve here. Sorry, no, wrong one. Holding the temperature valve on this side, sorry, and hit the igniter at the same time. Once the fridge has ignited on gas, you'll see this little orange line in this viewing window here come round into the green. You'll continue to hold down the gas valve on the temperature control for a further 5 to 10 seconds once it has ignited. This will allow the thermocouple to warm up. Then you'll slowly release the valve. You can then control the temperature of the fridge on gas on this dial in the centre. To turn the fridge back off of all power sources, spin it round to the top and it will isolate all the power. Light switch here underneath the sink, if you're not sure what it's for, is for them lights up above, as you can see. Then coming through into the back of the van, you have your toilet system, which I'll explain from the outside how it all operates. However, on the top left hand side here, you have a toilet indicator light to let you know when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. Then have your flush button for the toilet just here on the blue button in the centre. The toilet seat itself does actually turn for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you are removing the toilet waste cassette from the side of the caravan, or from the back of the caravan, sorry, you need to make sure this toilet is pointing straight on. If it isn't, then it'll actually lock the toilet cassette in place and stop you from removing it. Below the toilet then, you have your grey waste handle. When you're using the toilet, you'll need to pull this flap over to the right hand side as you look at the front of it. And then when you're not using the toilet, you'll have it back in the closed position. Once in the closed position, you will also be able to remove that toilet waste cassette. And if it's in the open position, it'll actually stop you from removing that cassette again. And if you do manage to remove it, it'll actually damage the toilet waste cassette itself. So that is the Bailey Pursuit. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.